The rebuilds of 360 and 364, the AB unit from 1951, are now complete, and I'm ready to take the next step, which would be railhead test. But before I do, maybe some clarification is needed. Well, first, I'm not going to run this test or these tests on a dedicated test track as I have done in the past for the specific purpose of measuring the amp draw. While that is one of, if not the most important thing to measure on these trains, I'm not going to do that at this time anyway. I'm going to run the railhead test on my layout on the largest loop that I have, providing the most straight track. The only thing I'll be doing is setting the voltage on an 18B transformer such that I'm getting a really good steady state performance. In other words, the train has reached a steady state, and I'm going to set the transformer and the timer to measure it running 70 miles per hour scaled speed and let it run at that. I'm also going to test simple response, forward, reverse, things like that. I'm also going to measure I'm actually not going to measure, I'm simply going to double check it to run 360, the locomotive unit, the power unit, on the track, just for the purposes primarily of response and some performance, but primarily response, then connect it to the B unit and do the same thing. But finally, I'm going to do what the factory service manual calls for 360 by itself, or 360 combined with 364, which is the 365 train set. The factory service manual specifies that it should be operated with 3 passenger coaches. Now, I'm assuming that since these cars are plastic, I can use the streamlined passenger coaches like you see here that are from my Santa Fe unit. But there is one issue, and that is the 360, 364 pair have link couplers. So I'm going to have to introduce as the third coach this 650 heavyweight, which is in excellent condition because it is a hybrid. I have link coupler on one end and knuckle on the other end. And therefore I can connect the knuckle to these two the simulated aluminum streamline coaches. Again, the purpose will be to reach a steady state, watch that steady state, adjust the voltage accordingly as it continues to run. Hopefully I'll move it down and keep it at something really close to 70 miles per hour scaled speed. And I do that with a special measured section and an app that is available to anyone to measure the train's scaled speed. So that being said, let's begin the railhead test. And just for the test record, the factory service manual for train set 365, which is the 360 power unit, 364 dummy B unit, it requires it to pull 3 passenger coaches. Of course, I'm not testing any amp draw right now. I'm simply testing response and general performance. But in order to do 3 passenger coaches, I had to put in a 650 New Haven heavyweight that I use that has a link coupler and a knuckle coupler so that I could attach it to and let it pull some streamlined passenger coaches. In total, 3 coaches to meet that specification.